Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. The first guest of the evening is the co-host of the G&T Sports Talk Podcast. It's an awesome show. Julian Guilarte, how are you today? Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
It's Guilarte, but it's a column. And I'm doing as good as I can be through all this madness. How about yourself?
Yeah, same here. As good as I could be. Just hanging tough and try to get my mind off of all this stuff that's going on. All right, I had you on today because I did a really fun project for Twitter and my podcast called Madison's Bracket of Pain. There's 4 regions: the unlucky region, the heartbreak region, the painful region, and the what if region. On my regular show today, I went over the regions and the matchups, but didn't reveal my picks. But when we go through the heartbreak region, I'll give you my pick after we talk about the painful moments, and then I'll give you the pick that Twitter went with as well. All right, so let's start.
I have a question quick. How can I see the full bracket? Can I see it later?
Yeah, so I'll send a picture to you. I'm not going to post it on Twitter until after I
Okay,
I do
will share
the
it. I'm
guests.
just curious.
Yes, I'm not going to share the entire bracket until I reveal my final 4 picks, which is going to be on the show next week. So I'm going to post the bracket, my bracket to Twitter compared to the Twitter bracket on probably early next week.
Got you.
But I'll text it to you, though.
Okay.
Alrighty, so the heartbreak region, the first we'll just go with the 1 versus 16. You're probably going to agree with me on this one. The 1 seed in the heartbreak region was Jose Altuve's walk-off home run off of Chapman.
Oh, no.
I know.
God.
And the
I was dreading this one.
Yeah, it was the luck of the draw. And the 16 seed is a season that was a disappointing one for the New York Knicks, as it was the 2013-14 season, in which obviously it was the year after the 54 wins. Regression was expected, but nobody thought they'd miss the postseason. I think we agree that the 1 seed will advance here, right?
Yeah, Yankees easy with this. That Knicks season was very disappointing, but there were some bad moves that led to it, so I'm going to go with Yankees.
Yeah, I have to go with the Altuve walk-off home run as well, and especially because it's the Astros and the buzzard and the conspiracy theories about that. That's why that's a 1 seed.
Yeah, it's gut-wrenching for sure. Just thinking about everything that's happened since then, and now we still have no baseball. It's still our last memory of the Yankees, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's why that's a 1 seed. Everything you just said.
It earned it for sure. Definitely deserves a 1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. The 8-9 in the heartbreak region. The 8 seed is the brutal Victor Cruz injury. I know you're a Jets fan, as we mentioned on the top of the show. Brutal Victor Cruz injury against the Eagles that ended his season, and the Giants' season fell apart after that. And the 9th seed in this region is LeBron picking South Beach in 2010.
I'm probably, even though I'm a Jets fan, I'm going to go with Cruz here because I never really expected to get LeBron, honestly. Like, I know some Knicks fans did, but I knew we were never getting him. Like, I had it was like a 20% thing maybe. That's probably even too high.
I actually went in my personal bracket with LeBron to South Beach, but Twitter agreed with you by Victor Cruz. The reason why I went with LeBron picking South Beach was because he did it in Connecticut, and that's what made me really, really upset. I didn't think the Knicks were getting him either, but the fact he did it in Connecticut made it feel painful. Mm-hmm. And then the Victor Cruz injury was very painful. This was one of my tougher calls because obviously it's an 8-9, and Victor Cruz, that was a brutal injury against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, and pretty much essentially was the end for him. And Victor Cruz was one of my favorite players. And spoiler alert, a painful moment for you, but a good one for me, the 99-yard touchdown is in my moments of glory, which I'll have Bobby on as one of the moments of glory analysts next week. So, I don't even know what seed that's going to be. That bracket's not even done yet, but that's
talking about that too.
I know. Joe Beningo in his bracket of pain, that was I think that made the Sweet 16 in his bracket of pain when he did that back a month ago on WFAN.
Yeah, the Cruz one really stings me still.
Oh, I'm sure. The last time. But yeah,
Twitter haven't bounced back from that still. I mean, we still haven't made the playoffs. We were in contention too. I just stuck the whole ship.
Yeah, you guys were 8-6. We were 7-7, and I think if I'm not mistaken, that game was a pick'em, or the Giants might have been a 1-point favorite. I really don't remember the point spread. Or I'm sorry, the Jets were favored.
Too.
The Jets were favored because they were the home team.
I was in the building and I saw him run the opposite way. I'm just like, oh my god, this is not happening right now.
But yeah, we kind of got sidetracked there because Victor Cruz, and I just mentioned a memorable Victor Cruz moment. But yeah, you agreed with Twitter. I picked LeBron only because he did that in Connecticut. That's what pained me, that he did it in the tri-state area and not like literally in South Beach or in Cleveland. The 5-12 in the Heartbreak Region. Two very painful general manager eras. One of them is still active, and the other one was a GM in New York for 3 years. It's a 5 seed, the Phil Jackson era, versus the 12 seed, Dave Gettleman era, and Dave Gettleman obviously still has a job.
Well, I'm a Knicks fan, so I'll take Phil, but Gettleman's got to be rough too. Although his journey's still out in a way, I know he's made a lot of mistakes. The Phil Jackson we know is just horrendous, like Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell, goes down with infamy forever.
Yeah, speaking of Frank Ntilikina, the reaching for Frank Ntilikina is in the bracket or the region that James will be analyzing tonight, in the painful region. That's a 15 seed in there. So I don't know if that will stand a chance against the Deshaun Jackson punt return for touchdown against the Eagles.
No, that's gonna go far to Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson might very well go far, but yeah, I agree with you. It's Phil. At least Gettleman picked Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, and I am hopeful about Andrew Thomas. I know you loved him and wanted the Jets to draft him. You wanted the Jets to take him. I remember that.
Yeah, totally.
And I like Andrew Thomas. So lately things have been a little better, but there's a lot of mistakes with Gettleman. But I have to pick Phil. Like you said, Ntilikina almost trading Porzingis. There's just a lot of drama, and then he wound up getting fired in 2017. So I'm with you. I'm advancing Phil Jackson. 4-13, Greg Bird as a New York Yankee, and your 13 seed, the 2016 wild card loss against the Green Bay Packers, in which prior was that boat party game, as I like to call it.
Which is the 4? Which is the 13? 4 is Greg Bird, and 13 is the boat party?
The boat party's 13, yeah. That was a misseeding, I think, by myself there.
I think I'm going to go with Greg Bird because I just can't stand Greg Bird. I'm not a Giants guy.
I advanced the boat party loss because the Giants have not been back to the postseason since then, and despite Greg Bird not living up to expectations, the Yankees are still a contender, as we know. So I had to advance the 13 seed there.
How did Twitter view that one? I'm actually interested.
Yeah, I really had to advance the wild card loss against Green Bay with the Hail Mary.
I'm asking, how did Twitter rate that one?
Oh, Twitter voted. Oh, that's a good call. Twitter agreed with me. They went with the boat party.
Oh, okay. So you got like a 13-4 upset, it looks like.
Yeah, Twitter agreed with me on that one. And then Twitter agreed with us on Phil Jackson as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so where did I leave off? Oh, there we go. The 6th seed in the Heartbreak Region is the 2013 Boston Red Sox win the World Series, and your 11th seed is Derrick Rose going AWOL on the Knicks in 2017.
I mean, this is a simple one for me. Red Sox are they just can't stand them for obvious reasons, and not winning the World Series always sucks. So I gotta go with that.
I agree with you. I took the Boston Red Sox as well, and Twitter agrees with us. They advanced the Boston Red Sox as well. That 2013 team, I think, was the worst of those recent Red Sox teams that won the World Series. That team was supposed to finish. That team was projected to finish in last place in the American League East that year, and that perception going into that season was that them and the Yankees were going to suck. But the Yankees wound up surprising that year, and although they did not make the playoffs, they were surprised that year. And the Red Sox wound up winning the World Series.
Wasn't that right after the whole fiasco of Bobby Valentine, too? The Red Sox were in such an awkward place at that point.
Yes, it was right after the Bobby Valentine. Then they hired John Farrell, and then they went on and won. That's nuts that team won the World Series. They knocked off Verlander and Scherzer.
That team had no business with the World Series.
Yeah, So Twitter agrees with us on the Sox. The 3-14 in the Heartbreak Region, I think this is easy. The 3 seed here is Roy Hibbert blocking Carmelo Anthony as the Pacers beat the Knicks to advance to the conference finals. The 14 seed is the 2011 ALDS loss against the Tigers.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Hibbert block. That one still stings because that's the last time the Knicks were relevant. Like, that literally was a signal of, like, us being done. Like, everything after that moment was just absolutely horrendous.
Yup, I agree. And Twitter agrees with us as well. The Hibbert block absolutely advances over division loss against the team.
It's crazy because Hibbert was such a bum after that, too. That was, like, the last good thing he did, almost. Like, it was so weird.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert, that was like his... It's weird. He had an up and down career, and that was one of the ups. And then don't forget, that Pacers team nearly upset Miami the next round. They took LeBron and Miami to 7. And that was Paul George's coming out party. But yeah, that Pacers team was probably a little bit better than we gave them credit for because they took Miami to 7. And but yeah, that Hibbert block absolutely stinks because the Knicks had the lead in Game 6 and were very close to forcing a Game 7 at MSG, in which you would think the Knicks would win a Game 7 at MSG.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst part about it. Like, we were watching that game, I remember I was up at Lake George with some friends, and, like, the Knicks were winning. Were they winning when he blocked the ball? I don't exactly remember. Were we, like, down 1? It was, like, really, it was a turning point in the game. I don't know the exact
We were up by 2, I think.
Okay. So we would have been up 4 if he got it, and then they blocked it, and then they ended up taking the lead and never looked back.
Yup. Yeah, I forget the exact number Pacer run it was. But yeah, that block changed everything. The next round of 64 matchup here, 7 seed Sonny Gray as a New York Yankee versus 10 seed Yankees signed Jacoby Ellsbury.
Wow, I'm actually surprised that Gray's higher than Ellsbury.
I know. That was poor seeding on my part.
Yeah, I'm going with Ellsbury all day because he's blocked the Yankees from getting big-time players because they didn't want to go over the luxury tax. And Sonny Gray wasn't with the Yankees for that long. Like, it was a trade wreck, but it wasn't nearly as bad as Ellsbury's tenure. Yikes.
I agree with you. Ellsbury advances. But some of these seedings I sort of made on purpose so there would be upsets, but this one I'll admit that I misseeded. But I wish I had Ellsbury as a higher seed because it's round the 32 matchup. Really, it might not have a shot against. It's crazy as that sounds. But yeah, Twitter agrees with us about Ellsbury, and they agree with us about Hibbert as well. And the last round of 64 in the Heartbreak Region, you got the 2 seed, 1 pick away from Stephen Curry against the 15 seed. Knicks trade away Carmelo Anthony.
It's the 2 seed by far. I mean, the Steph Curry thing I remember too, because like I'm literally right where I was watching it almost. I'm like one room over. I remember watching the TV. I'm like, come on, we're gonna get Curry. And then I got the stat field when the Warriors were up. I'm like, damn, they're gonna take it.
I know, that was me too, and I totally agree with you, and obviously Twitter agreed with us as well, and that was like a runaway, that 15-2 on Twitter. But yeah, Curry 1 pick away. Twitter agreed with me for the most part in the Heartbreak Region, with the exception in the round of 64 with, what was the one that Twitter agreed with you, but not, the Cruz injury. Yeah, that was the one their Twitter had the disagreement with me in the region. All right, so now we go on to the round of 32. Altuve walk-off of Chapman. I had LeBron to Miami as the 9 seed advancing, and then Twitter and you had Cruz. I think that the 1 seed will advance here as well for you, and it certainly did for me.
Yeah, I don't really have to say much about this. Altuve might take the cake, honestly, when this is all said and done. It's really gonna. I would be surprised if that didn't win, especially since I'm assuming the majority of followers are Yankee fans, I would guess.
But yeah, that does advance to the Sweet 16 in the Twitter bracket and in my bracket as well. Round of 32 matchup here, we got, this is a fun one, but I think we're going to agree here. But you actually advanced Greg Bird, so I think that you're going to advance the 5 seed here at the Phil Jackson era. And in my bracket and in the Twitter bracket, it's the boat game.
So I'm going with Bird against Phil Jackson, and you're going with the boat game against Phil?
I'm going Phil over the boat game.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like you said, you put it perfectly with Greg Bird. Like, he was trash for the Yankees, but they still won with him. And he did have that one home run against Julian. Like, Phil Jackson did nothing really productive for the Knicks except Chad Porzingis, who ended up trading anyway.
Yep. So, actually, no, Phil didn't trade Porzingis. He almost did.
No, I know Phil didn't trade him, but I'm saying, like, he traded, but we ended up trading him anyway. It's not Phil's fault. Like,
yeah. Yeah, the current front office, or some of the current front office, was a part of the KP trade. That's in a region that my buddy Jeff Maglachetti's going to do. You know who Jeff Maglichetti is from Twitter?
I don't think so, actually.
He covers WNBA.
I'm not too sure.
Yankees fan. He does a Jets podcast.
I'll have to definitely look. I don't know. I mean, keep track of it on Twitter. I might.
But yeah, he's doing the what if region, the KP trades in that region. But yeah, I agree. Phil goes on to the Sweet 16. Round of 32 here, you got the 2013 Red Sox against, that's your 6, and then your 3 is the Hibbert block.
Wow, this is an interesting one, but I mean, I got to go with the Hibbert block because it's my team. As much as I hate the Red Sox, like, the Knicks have just been in dumpster fire since the Hibbert block.
I have the Hibbert block advancing as well, and then Twitter took the Hibbert block, and then Twitter obviously took Altuve and Phil into the Sweet 16. And then the last round of 32, I feel bad for the Ellsbury signing because, like I said, this should have been a higher seed or else it could have went on a little bit of a run, but it's going up against a moment that both you and I just cringe at. Curry 1 pick away.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Curry.
Yeah, like we said, it's got to be Curry. They were 1 pick away, and let's say Golden State goes with a different player, like Jordan Hill or something, and then the Knicks get Curry. Or the Knicks trade up for Curry.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that, too. Like, I don't understand why they didn't give the pick to They couldn't give the pick to, get up to 7 or something? I don't know.
I really don't know. Maybe they didn't have the assets for it, but...
yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, they could have moved up, but maybe they thought they were getting them.
Yeah, it could have been that, too.
Yeah, sometimes it happens in a lot of drafts where you really are convinced you're getting a player because they're dropping, and then you miss them by 1 pick. I mean, that's happened to the Giants a lot as well. I've seen that happen with the Rangers in some drafts. And
yeah, Jets. I've seen it happen.
Jets.
Yeah.
I've seen it with a lot of different teams in our area, just in teams in general where it's happened to. But yeah, gotta go with Curry as well. So the Sweet 16 in the Heartbreak Region, we agree on the 4, you and I, and so does Twitter, so that's good. So you lucked out a little bit here. So the first matchup's fun, and this might be a disagreement. We'll see. 1 seed Altuve walk-off home run, or the 5 seed the Phil Jackson era?
I gotta go with Altuve still.
I don't blame you for going with Altuve, but the reason why I went with Phil Jackson because it was so bad and the Knicks still haven't been good since Phil Jackson left. At least I think the Yankees went and signed Garrett Cole away from the Astros and made the Astros worse. And let's just say there is a season. Andy Martino, we'll get to this in the quick hits segment, but Andy Martino thinks there's going to be a season. And if there is, I still think the Yankees are obviously going to be awesome. So that part of that is why I advanced Phil, and the plus the Knicks haven't been good even since Phil left.
My thing is that Yankees is number 1 by far. Knicks are my 3rd or 4th team. Honestly, Rangers are going ahead of Knicks at this point. That's the only reason why. And I know the season should be back, and the Yankees should win it, hopefully win it all, but it hasn't happened yet, so it's still sticks.
That's very true. I don't blame you for going Altuve, and the Yankees and the Giants are my co-number 1s, and then it's the Rangers and the Knicks. That's how it is. It's tier 1 Giants and Yankees, and then tier below is Rangers and Knicks.
Yankees are slightly ahead of Jets, and then Rangers and Knicks are kind of even footing.
Yeah, that's how I am, and that's how I've been pretty much since I was a young girl. And the other Sweet 16 matchup is the Hibbert block against Stephen Curry 1 pick away. Hibbert's 3 and then Curry's 2.
Man, this is tough. I mean, I don't know. Wow. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Steph because, like I said, that would have changed the complexion of the franchise had they somehow drafted Stephen Curry.
Fuck, I mean, yeah. This is a tough one. Because, the Hibbert block... You know what? I think you're right because honestly, let's think about this logically. If the ball doesn't get blocked, let's say the Knicks win the series, do we really think they had a chance to beat the Heat?
They probably would have took them to like 6 or 7. I think that they would have because Miami was vulnerable at the tail end of in the playoffs. Even the Bulls played close games with them in the second round, although they beat them in 5. The Bulls were at least competitive in those 5 games, and then the Knicks played well against Miami in that regular season. I think the Knicks would have lost in 6 or 7 to Miami. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have to go with Curry because it's not like the Knicks were going to make the finals. Like, they would have had a shot, but I don't know. I don't think they would have actually made it. It would have been cool to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals, but yeah, I'll rock with Curry because if you get Curry, like, everything could have changed, like you said. Like, what if we found someone else like Clay or something like they found? Like, who knows?
Yeah, you never know with that. So yeah, I definitely got to go with Curry. So my Elite Eight is Phil versus Curry. I'm advancing Stephen Curry into my Final Four. If you had to pick Curry or the 1 seed Altuve Homer, are you going Altuve or Curry?
I still, I'm gonna go with Jose Altuve. Still, I can't live that one down because I gotta tell you like the whole story still quickly. But I was at a bar with a bunch of people. Like it was like the pinnacle. Like when DJ hit that home run, I like went dark for 10 seconds. Like that's how crazy I went. Like I was like actually black. Like it was scary. But then I was like back up like holy crap. Like I was really just like unconscious for a while. And then like when Altuve hit that home run, my heart drops. I was sitting in the bar for like a half hour, like disbelief. I just couldn't get over it. And then like everything that happened, like I still gotta put that in the finals.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And then Twitter's Elite Eight, by the way, was Altuve versus Curry, just like you. And they actually went with Curry over Altuve.
Wow.
Yeah. They went with Curry over Altuve. I was really looking forward to see who Twitter would pick in that one, but yeah, they went with Curry over Altuve. And if they picked Altuve, I wouldn't have been surprised. Like I said, that's a really, 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 really.
What was the percentage? Was it close?
It was. I think it was like 55 to 45 or something like that.
Okay.
If I can remember. Yeah, so that's the Heartbreak Region. I advanced Stephen Curry to the Final Four. Julian would have went with Altuve, and then Twitter went with Curry as well. A couple quick hits before we go. Let's talk about the dysfunction that is Major League Baseball.
Oh, God.
So many conflicting reports. Joel Sherman saying it's pessimistic, and Andy Martino of SNY, who I'm not a super fan of, but hey, to Andy's credit, has gotten a lot of things right in the past, like Garrett Cole to the Yankees, and Yankees passing up on Harper and Machado. Like, he's been right about that, and he seems optimistic that we're going to have a season. But John Heyman said there's pessimism today, but there's smart people that think that there's going to be a season. That's come from John Heyman, who I trust more than most people trust. I would put him probably third on the power rankings.
Heyman, yeah, I mean, the thing is with him, like, he puts out, like, a lot of stuff he puts out is, like, from Boris. That's the problem. Like, you gotta read the tweets sometimes. Like, literally, it's like Boris typing the tweets. But, like, I do trust him most times, and sometimes he has stuff that no one else has. But he's definitely behind Passion of Rosenthal by far.
Yup, he's number 3.
Martino, I do like Martino, actually. I think he's close to Heyman, honestly. Because, like you said, he's said a lot of things right. Like, at first I didn't like him that much, but he's been on the money at times. And then Nightingale's, like, consistently floating outside home.
Nightingale's last.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, it's really passive. My guys are passive, Rosenthal, and then like Heyman and Martino are like close.
My number 1's Passon in the baseball power rankings for reporters. Number 2, Ken Rosenthal. Number 3, I'd say John Heyman. I kind of agree with you about Martino. Like I said, I'm not a huge Martino fan, but he's kind of grown on me lately, and I hope he's right about.
Grown on me.
I hope he's right about there being a season. And Joel Sherman, I probably would put like 5th or 6th. I think Joel Sherman has kind of been on the decline. I like Joel Sherman on MLB Network and whatnot, but like he's been wrong about some stuff. I remember he missed he missed with the prospects that were going to the Mariners in the Edwin Diaz Robinson Cano trade. That I remember so well.
Yeah, I mean, he feels like, I mean, he's like, when he writes for the Post and stuff, I feel like he's a little bit behind the times almost. I don't know.
But yeah, so the dysfunction I'd say is ridiculous. But ultimately, I think what they're gonna settle on, I think we will have a season. Do I feel good about it? Not really, but I'm a half glass full kind of person. I think we're gonna have a season. I'm gonna say it's like 80 games with the expanded postseason. What's your prediction as of right now?
I've been confident the whole time, and I know you've probably been saying, like, I've been saying, we'll have it, we'll have it, we'll have it, we'll have it. Like, it's been lower the last few weeks, though. Like, my confidence is dipped, but today I said, like, I'm at 55, 60% that we have one. That's where I'm at right now. And I think you will see the expansive playoffs. You will see the universal DH. And I think that we're going to get 70 to 80, I think. I mean, I want to say 82. I hope that happens, but the owners are really giving a lot of pushback here. I could see a scenario that we only get 70, but we can't have anything less than 70, in my opinion. Like 40 to 60 is a complete joke to me. But I'm like conflicted if I want that or not. Like, I guess I do, because like I'd rather some baseball than no baseball. But when I first heard 50, I kind of flipped on it. Like, I wasn't too thrilled about it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, I'm going to say 80. That feels just right to me. I agree with you about the universal DH. I think that's brilliant, and that was long overdue. I like the expanded playoffs because I like parity, and I like that the NFL's doing the expanded playoffs as well. What do you make of the NBA's plan that came out today?
I like it. I actually support it. I think it's great. I wouldn't maybe like 20 instead of 22, but that's nitpicking. I want to see Zion like the whole league does, so I'm excited for that. The Knicks is still so bad they can't even get to 22, but I like the fact that the NBA is being proactive here. Like, they're doing all the right things, taking all the right steps. They're going to be set. But do you know exactly how the play-ins work? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how do the play-ins work, like, for the real bracket and all that? Because they said there's going to be, like, regular season playing games. I found that interesting.
Yeah, so there's going to be, like, 8 regular season playing games, and if I'm not mistaken, whoever, like, does the best of, like, those teams in the bubble will get in. That's what I think, but I'm not 100% sure, but I would check Adrian Wojnarowski's Twitter, who's obviously the very best reporter in all sports.
Yeah, I saw the 6 teams on the outside. Is it going to be like just them playing in the make it? Like, they got to get full details yet, but we have a pretty good idea what's going on.
Yeah, and the NHL's plan, I really am supporting as well. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. I love that because the Rangers are in it. And I thought we weren't going to make it. So that one has my full support for sure.
Yeah, I'm for the NHL's plan, and I'm for the NBA's plan as well. I know part of me is being a little selfish because of the NHL's plan, and I'm obviously happy because the Rangers are in it. I actually think that the Rangers have a shot, like, to advance a round or so. Like, I really do.
Mm-hmm. I'm for that. I can see it. Canada is a good matchup for us. So I can see them winning their first series, and after that, we'll see.
Yeah, because we don't know whether it's going to go bracket style or reseeding. Hopefully it's bracket style, but I don't know the matchups by heart. If it was bracket style, who they would go against.
Maybe I could try to look quickly. Like, I think it might be Islanders were biased, but I don't know if we would play them if we win. I'm trying to think.
The Islanders are the 7th seed, I think. They might be on the same side of the bracket as us. You know how I feel about the Islanders. I know James and I like have these bickering fights about Rangers Islanders all the time. But I would love it if we played the Islanders. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that would be a great series, especially for our rivalry with James. I think watching every game with him.
That is so great. That'd be so great for our podcasts, too.
Yeah, I don't even talk hockey that much, but I'm rooting for that.
Oh, my God. That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for a Rangers-Islanders series. That would be so fun. And I think the Islanders have a great chance to advance as well. So the NFL and college football, do you think that they will start on time?
That's such a tough question to answer. Like, college football, I haven't been paying that much attention, I'll be honest with you. I've seen a bunch of different stuff. Like, Are all the campuses and the classes like counting? I don't know exactly what their plan is. Football, yes, I think 100% they're starting on time. College, I don't know. But the NFL, the question's going to be fans or no fans. Like I'm sure you've seen the thing in Texas is going to let 25% back soon. Wouldn't be surprised to see Florida or Arizona follow that plan. But the thing is, I've heard is that they want to make it so either all the stadiums have fans or none of them have them. So like, I don't know if they'll just let like Texas have fans.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting. I think the NFL is going to come back on time, but at first, when the season starts, my prediction is like limited fans, and then like if the COVID cases are down and things are better by the fall, then like the capacities are going to go up. That's my prediction, and I do think college football will start on time. A lot of the commissioners of their leagues are saying that they expect the season to start on time, like the Big 12 commissioner, the Pac-12 commissioner, like all these Power 5 commissioners think that their leagues are going to start on time. And the fact that California did a 180 on sports, I think, is huge for the Pac-12.
Yeah, because things weren't looking good. And I have a friend in Cali. They said that the governor's words were misspoken. Like, I think they said 3 months would be the phase, like, to get everything back to normal. I think they took that, like, literally, like, as everything will be shut down for 3 months. But the other thing is that, I don't know if you saw this, and it actually has to do with fans and the stands. Trevor Plouffe was saying that he can see stadiums being close to full, like, for the playoffs for baseball. That's someone in this baseball circles told him now, like a GM or something.
Yeah, that's something I've heard from other people as well. I don't know how, like, important or whatever Trevor Plouffe, because he said something, like, a couple weeks ago that turned out to be somewhat of fake news, but I've heard that from other people that I trust, like, in the media and whatnot, and I really hope that's true. And you know who I heard that from? Randy Levine, who obviously is, he said it on a show. I think it might have been Joe and Evan on The Fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have heard that too. Well, I mean, Plouffe, he hasn't been 100% right, but he did have the plan before anyone hired it, though. I gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah. But yeah, that I think I heard that from Randy Levine, who's obviously in the know, the president of the Yankees. Before we go, promote your podcast, and do you guys have any cool guests lined up?
Okay, so G&T Sports Talk, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Twitter and Instagram is GT Sports Talk too. In terms of guests, we had Iron Eagle, obviously. That was really fun. And we're going to have Andrew Church, a guy who just got released from the Mets, and was talking about Tim Tebow, but he canceled on us because the situation's been weighing on him. And we're hoping to reschedule with him. But right now, we're kind of just laying low until something happens or we get a guest or something. Like, if baseball comes back, you'll get something from us, like ASAP. If we bring in guests, like, you'll get that too. But right now, we're kind of just trying to see what's going on with everything.
Alrighty, so it was a pleasure to have you on, and now I'm going to call our buddy James to analyze the painful region.
I appreciate you having me, and I'll retweet this later whenever you drop it.
Okay, absolutely. Have a good night.